Before we get going on this one, James, for full disclosure, I don't have any holdings in Zynga.
And neither do I.
Perfect. This story came out yesterday, but basically it's outlining Zynga's stock price falling 21%. And Zynga, of course, is the mobile video game maker. And analysts are pointing to that fall being a function of Apple removing the ability to allow advertisers to track their users, and then also changes in user behavior because lockdown, the limitations around lockdowns have been limited, so people aren't at home playing video games. But when you read a headline like that, James, what do you think of right away?
Glad I'm not in that stock. But I think you had to see this coming. Last year I remember my Instagram engagement was like through the roof, particularly between end of March till like July, August, something like that. And then I actually watched my Instagram engagement go up and down with the virus.
Wow.
The more we were locked down, the more DMs, the more story interactions, the more like it gets more everything. And I kind of watched behavior change based on how much time people spent at home. And there's a period of time when we were all locked down and people were really bored as shit. I was doing like 20 posts a day because people were like, entertain us. I'm like, oh, fuck it, I'll entertain you.
Yeah.
I'll write stupid shit all day. But then I watched as the world got back to normal a little bit, at least close to normal as we can be right now, that less screen time, less interaction, less DMs, because people are out living life again, and you're not sitting at home playing on your phone. So I gotta imagine video games and that type of shit was all going to take a beating at some point. And I think last year these types of industries really got bolstered up because people had like the most screen time ever, probably bored out of their mind. Hollywood's not dumping out new TV shows. Your favorite TV shows on hold till next year. There's no new movies coming out. What are you gonna do? I mean, doesn't seem like a lot of people want to pick up books anymore. Let's go play a game on my phone. So it's surprising, right?
Yeah, no, not surprising. Not surprising. The thing that always surprises me though is like are the estimates, right? And like they came up, what's that? Nearly 100 million. A little less than that, nearly 100 million short of what they were expecting. Like, does that speak to something about like analysts and how they estimate and make guidance and things? Because these macroeconomic kind of conditions are there and we can all see them, right? And like you said, you can even see it in just the way your Instagram engagement looks. But somebody's taking a 20% hit on their net worth or whatever their holdings worth, because of like a forecasting issue. And I feel like that there's an issue there.
Yeah, it's we just had a little bit of a conversation like maybe an hour ago. We talked about that MBA professor that's like talking to the entrepreneur, and the entrepreneur's like, well, I done it, and the MBA professor's like trying to tell them how it's done, but the MBA professor's never done it. And in the same way, like I look at analysts and it's like, Kane, if they were so good at like clocking this shit, they're not working as an analyst, they're out there trading. And you realize it's like you can analyze all you want, but how right are you? So it's just one of those things that if you're really great at something, like Kane, if I could just call numbers all day, I would just go trade and make billions of dollars.
That's true. But
it's often to like you can analyze whatever you want, and what's the repercussion?
Yeah,
you can be off by 100 million, and I think this happens all the time. It's people run numbers, they have opinions, they got some emotions, they got predictions, and sometimes it comes out right, and sometimes it comes out wrong. But my thought is, if it was an exact science, they wouldn't be working as an analyst, because I'm not even sure they make that much money. But That's my thought, anyways. But that's a hell of
Yeah.
a miss at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What about the kind of the dynamics around Apple and them, allowing users to opt out? I think that's interesting from a marketing perspective. Um, but do you anticipate that kind of becoming a trend across like the different companies or even sectors where just that one move by Apple is going to affect a lot of these earnings?
Yeah, my own opinion is there's going to be, we hit this like point in the world where your neighbor wants to think it's okay to have a drone flying on your property, like right at your window looking in your kitchen, right?
Right.
That's where we're at with privacy, where you don't have any privacy anymore. It's technology and it's 2021. And I do believe there's some kind of like backlash coming where you should be entitled to some, you know, basic fucking privacy in this world. And that's going to extend into the online world where you feel like the tech companies have, I don't know if you ever done like one of those like corn mazes at a farm in October,
Yeah.
and like you eventually get out of it, but it's irritating. It's almost like
Yeah.
technology dropped us in one of those, except there's no exit. And I think that's where we're at right now, where they have so much power and so much control, and you got a choice, but you don't have a choice. You know, it's like those people that go, well, Google's got too much information. Go use DuckDuckGo. But it's like your Alexa still listening to you, and you still got to go through the internet provider, and
Yeah.
there's cookies over here, and this tracking, and there's that. Like, you can't escape it, right? It's Have you ever went through your mobile phone and had to like disable all the things that are using your location? It's like I walk by a store and then like an ad pops up. Like, motherfucker, you know I'm here right now, don't you? And
Yeah.
you know, if you ever read any of those agreements, right, on half the mobile apps to get access to this and access to that, it's like at some point I feel there's gonna, whether it's one side of the aisle or another in the political spectrum, through laws and this and that, there's going to be some backlash against tech.
Oh,
Like
there has to be.
we are like kind of powerless at this point, and they kind of like had their time.
Hmm.
But at some point, they're going to say this is just too much. You know too much about people. You're using this data to get rich. The privacy laws. You saw it in Europe with the right to be forgotten, right? Just little
Yeah.
hints of what's coming down the pipeline, issues with Section 230. You wonder if like technology had its heyday, because we're still trying to figure out what it is. What has it done? People say like social media is destroying society, right?
Hmm.
Once we step back and start realizing where we are, then I think you're going to start seeing the laws come.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where, you know, anyone that's advertising on the internet or collecting data, look at those stocks because they're hanging on tight. Now they could triple by the time those laws come. So that's like the trick. But I feel at some point the citizens are going to go out. Look, I have some like rights to my own privacy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's but you know, if you're tech companies, you're gonna leverage as much as you can, make as much money as you can, and get away as much as you can until someone slaps you.
Oh, no doubt. The other day, my wife and I were discussing what gift to get like somebody, and Alexa, our Alexa in the room, she never offers gift advice, but all of a sudden there's like, oh, I can suggest some gifts. Like, there's no way you're not listening.
No, you know they're listening. It's funny. You get bored sometimes and yell at your TV and watch what happens. Like I start yelling just to like see what happens. Like, yeah, I'm thinking about buying some dock lines from Amazon. I think I'm gonna go on Amazon and use Amazon Prime to buy some dock lines. Oh, Yeah, I was thinking about Amazon, and then like 3 commercials later, fucking Amazon thing pops up on the TV.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I'm thinking about going to Target to get some Cheez-Its. I'm really craving some Cheez-Its from Target. And then like 4 commercials later, fucking Target thing pops up. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
Comcast. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
just we're not listening, but we're listening. It's
That's true.
yeah, okay.
That's true. Yeah.
At some point it's just like too much, man.
Yeah. No, another side note, when you were describing the corn maze in October or in the fall, all I could think about was the end of The Shining.
Yeah.
And that's like how I felt. I don't know, I have no actual story. It was just the image that popped into my head, and I don't know why.
Yeah, no, because it's a horror show at the end of the day. And that's like we've kind of it's almost like it's not just technology. I don't know if you notice, I've seen this trend in like the last 10 years. People feel like they have a right to every bit of information about your life. And it's almost like they have one of those like giant 6-foot pry bars. And they just want, like, but they expect to know everything about your life, and it's like a level of nosiness. Like, where is that coming from? Is it just because you're so used to seeing so much of someone's life on Instagram or Twitter and Facebook that you automatically feel like you have the right to know everything else that's going on in someone's life? Like, they're not owed the privacy at all. Like, I don't know where that's coming from. But then you look at, well, big tech's doing the same thing. They're collecting data. They got, if you're on, Facebook and Instagram and you're making a lot of posts, and if you're one of those people like kind of journal your life on, they know everything about you. But stupid shit, right? Like things that we don't think about. I get in the car in the morning, and it's like, well, the funny part is if I get in my car around 11 o'clock, my phone goes, well, it's 17 minutes to the taco joint. So it knows that I go to this fucking taco place that often. And it's like, it's 17 minutes to the taco place. But you think about how much they know about your own behavior, the places you go, who knows what else they're collecting that you don't really know about, or what other apps are collecting.
Yeah, that's true.
And at some point, is it just, do you say like, fuck, man, does Google need to know my lunch habits down to the fact that I eat tacos 4 days a week from this place? It just seems like maybe it's a tad bit intrusive.
Yeah, and I'm hearing the message. I'll recall my drones from outside your kitchen window.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna throw a net on top of them. I don't know, but it's like the drone people though. They feel that air is everyone's world, and they should just be able to come like snoop in your bathroom window while you take a shower. And is this going to make society better? And I kind of like society better where everyone is kind of minding their own fucking business. And I kind of wonder where it's like where I grew up. Where I grew up, you minded your own business. If you didn't mind your own business, you got knocked out. Like, if you're walking down the street corner and you see a group of people, you put your head down, you look at the fucking sidewalk, and keep your mouth shut, right? There was something nice about that world where people just kind of like just did not stick their nose into everyone else's shit. And I think that the problem is now you can stick your nose in everyone else's shit, except you don't get punched now. What you do is you get likes.
Yeah.
The problem is those same people that do that, when you start digging into their shit, they don't like that so much.
True.
Yeah. Let me send a drone over to your house and stick it in your window. Oh shit! Like, I don't want to see that. Like,
yeah,
because it's no one wants to see that. But that's we just don't have privacy in any sense right now, and this technology just keeps tightening that grip. And with everything like that ever happens, there's always like an equal amount of backlash or more.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not just cookies, any kind of tracking, the listening devices. At some point, this shit's gonna get regulated, outlawed. You're gonna have to like opt in. Like, yes, I'm gonna have to like check this box that says yes, it's okay for Comcast to listen to my conversations about Target and Amazon and Cheez-Its, and they're allowed to send me commercials about Cheez-Its and Target, right? Because did you sign up for that, Kane? Or did you just want cable?
Yeah, true. I just want a cable.
I just wanted the fucking cable, man. I didn't need you to listen to my conversations and try to get me to buy the new white cheddar Cheez-Its, okay? As they're already talking about it, I'm going to buy them anyways. Target, Jesus Christ, leave me alone.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's like we do these things, but to do these things that we have to allow all these other things to happen. And at some point, whether it's like consumer protection, some part of the politicians getting pissed off, they're just going to start to stomp on this stuff. But
yeah.
And then companies like this are going to hurt. But I guess the thought is, if you know we're getting locked down again, that this might be a decent stock to buy.
Yeah, good one. Good one. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I don't know. I ain't got a whole lot to add on this one. It's not that interesting to me at the end of the day. It was probably a really hot topic stock years ago.
Yeah.
I feel like it's another pedestrian stock at this point. There's probably 100 other stocks I'm more interested in. But maybe there's an opportunity here if you feel, when the variant of the variant comes out and we're stuck in the house again for a year, then we already got our answer. The places that are making money online, we go all in on those, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's all I got for now.
Okay. Yeah. I thought my drone joke would go over better, but it wasn't that funny.
Well, I don't trust you. You might have a fucking drone out there. I don't know.
All right, later.
All right, gotcha.